allow the two children to have the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mind, it's okay.
She
Off your mind, off your sound.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, na 500,000 they go sama us, call am hate speech. But fear not, Mayegun don come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people wey dey spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. This one na dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Can in dey touch like every corner, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be dey holla say dem want the power. Chai, dem be promise us say we go get light and power. Dem hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they no dey do anything with the power. Every day dollar just dey get the higher power over naira. Still dem talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Person wey dey do evil no wan make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too dey talk. He too dey talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man pikin dey the street dey hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Mayegun diary politico.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá adìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Adìyẹ sọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Adìyẹ sọ́ra jù.
Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Máyégún live. Thank you very much for joining me, brethren, in the temple of truth. Here we are again tonight, dissecting the latest from the atrocities of the criminals, the Thiefnubu and his gang actions in that contraption. Kindly read beyond the description of this broadcast. Read beyond the caption rather. Then read the description of the broadcast. Like it, share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell all of them that cares to join us that Máyégún today. And if you have done that already, thank you. So tonight, we are starting from the rant, or is it called the ranting, of one of the I-heard, sellers of Thiefnubu's illegitimate regime. His name is Sunday Okonu Dare, Dare Okonu Lojo Sunday, a failed minister of sports, advisor to Bokuwari's failed government. Now, the communication personal assistant to Thiefnubu on communication, Sunday Dare, who took to his Twitter yesterday after Peter Obi condemned the economic hardship that Nigerians have been subjected to under the directionless, propagandized, illegitimate regime of Thiefnubu, the drug baron, the drug addict, the drug, okay. I'm thinking that I'm like pushing that too much, okay? So maybe too fast. Anyway, the jagabanditi, the jagadicti, aṣíwájú àwọn olè, aṣíwájú àwọn agbèrò, Thiefnubu is an illegitimate regime with directionless policy, inhumane policies of APC. So in the last 3 days, more than 70 Nigerians have died. They were stampeded to death because they were out to take advantage of a free Christmas rice from Ibadan to Okija, and from there to Abuja. Thiefnubu's regime, which has brought upon this hardship, this economic ruin on millions of Nigerians, right? And they wouldn't take responsibility for that. Okay, so Peter Obi took to his own Twitter to condemn this hardship, sympathized with the victims and their families, and then called out the Thiefnubu's regime to do something about the failing or the failed economy under them, rather than take heed or take to the advice. This hired failed sports minister, Dare Okonu, Lojo Sunday, took to his own Twitter and then blamed Peter Obi on this. According to him, Peter Obi is not sounding like a statesman. I mean, Peter Obi, according to, he said Peter Obi is taking advantage of the hardship that people are facing, right? Instead of Peter Obi to sympathize like a statesman and then support Thiefnubu's renewed shege. Yes, he said he should have supported Thiefnubu's renewed hopelessness rather than condemning Thiefnubu's And according to him as well, said Thiefnubu has saved Nigeria, just like the old Olori Buruku Wale Edun, your finance minister too, said. So this Dare Okonu, Sunday, is pretty much not like on, okay, yesterday was Sunday, Abi. Oh, that's that kind of explains it better, right? So to them, if people are dying in Nigeria right now, the likes of Peter Obi, it is not in his mouth for him to come out and rebuke the government, condemn or criticize them. Rather, Peter Obi should be out encouraging the people to pray for Thiefnubu and at the same time to support Thiefnubu's policies, because whatever it is that people are facing in Nigeria right now, things are going to get better. And if it is not for this Koolu, maybe a lot of us would have been hitting our own children. Now, you know something? When Bokwari was destroying Nigeria, in the same vein, some of his own vuvuzelas too, they were blaming everyone and everything except themselves. Today, Okonu, Ojo Sunday, Dare, said that Nigeria has made more money under Thiefnubu. Nigeria has attracted more investors, and then local government areas have received more money. States have received more money. Also, Thiefnubu has shared rice repeatedly. So what else does Peter Obi want Thiefnubu to do that he hasn't done? That rather than for Peter Obi to be an elder statesman, Peter Obi always take advantage of the hardship that people are passing through to condemn Thiefnubu. I couldn't make any sense of it, but I just have to use it as a rider of this chart this evening. As you are watching this broadcast, they are streaming, I believe, what is believed to be the recorded presidential chart or media charts for Koolu, cut and join as usual, not live. And the question pretty much like curated to serve a particular propaganda and interest. So we are going to see that some other time, probably tomorrow, right? However, tonight, we are starting from another guy who was a guest on Arise, talking about this, talking about this tragedy. Meanwhile, the new minister for disaster, poverty increments, and what have you, on that, the one that replaced Beta Edu, right? He was also on channels. They are doing some media runs. They are so lucky, though. They are so lucky. Enough that people are passing through a lot. However, they do not have the strength, the understanding, so to say, to stand up to these guys. But let's take this one first. From the partner to Sheikh Osama bin Gumi. Remember this guy?
This is a very, very sad conversation we're going to have, and very heartbreaking, to put it mildly, as it were. But what do you attribute the sad events in the past few days in some part of the country? Just about 3 days back to back, and we're talking about roughly 60 lives got taken away.
Right. I am deeply saddened, and any human being with a beating heart should be, that our people are turned into beggars 64 years after our independence, lining up to get grains from our politicians through the churches or whichever avenue they choose to give. This is a very rich and endowed country, and this is where we have descended. I'm truly saddened. My thought and prayers go to the families of the lost ones. But we shouldn't be seeing what we are seeing. The good book said, when the righteous are in power, the people rejoice. But when the wicked rule, the people groan. Millions of Nigerians today are groaning. They're hungry in this our land of plenty. I have been screaming this all across the land for the past 9-10 months here with some graphics that there is hunger in the land. Millions of Nigerians, predominantly women and children, go to bed hungry with no certainty of having anything to eat when they wake up. In this our land of plenty. And you come to Abuja, what do you see our politicians doing? Living it up. Look at the budget. All they're interested in is their creature comfort. Nigeria, this, the land I grew up in, the land that gave me all I got. We are now reduced to beggars by no less people than our leaders. This hunger is self-imposed. In a country that is not officially at war, in a country that we don't have famine, the rains have not failed. We have beautiful rain, but common rice is out of reach of the common man. When this government came to power, a bag of 50 kilos of rice was 8,500. Now it's hitting 90,000. What is the minimum wage? I tell you, 90% of Nigerian households cannot buy a bag of rice. So the government, from the state to the federal, they are weaponizing hunger. And you see, I go to Katsina, what do I see? I see a bag of rice with the face of the president, and I feel insulted. It's just like you see. Would you see the face of Guterres, the Secretary General of the United Nations, on a bag of rice that they are giving, UN is given to refugees? These politicians are treating all of us, all Nigerians, as conquered people. And they're throwing grains at us.
Professor,
while they're living it up.
Professor, you lay the background for this conversation, looking at the socio-economic and the political process we've come so far. But with the benefit of hindsight, would you think that if anyone is going to organize a palliative distribution in Nigeria, looking at what happened years and years ago, that certain measures should be in place and not just invite people and give them just one location, that anyone should expect that people are going to rush in, women, children, as you can see in those images. Some of them are pregnant women with bags of rice on their head, heavy with pregnancy. So I'm just imagining what could happen. So is there a way in which charity organizations, government agencies, MDAs, we've seen some corporate organizations on television, if you watch it on Arise, banks and other institutions distribute these same palliatives in a way that does not cause stampede nor death?
Right. For us to even accept this is acceptable is not acceptable, to be honest. To give the government an idea, oh, this is how you should distribute palliatives, for goodness sake. For goodness sake, we are still giving our people grains.
You find that
This is symptomatic of the problem.
You found that insulting.
We are treating the symptoms. No, absolutely. Look, I'm a doctor. You do not treat symptoms. You treat the disease. What we are seeing and what we just saw, this death stampede from distributing palliatives, can happen anywhere in this country. A symptom. Let's treat the disease. This is symptomatic of a bigger problem, a broken economy, hyperinflation, unemployment, and corruption in government. We do not treat the main problem, we're just treating symptoms and just distributing grains. For goodness sake, Nigeria, that we go around the world, that the president goes around the world, that we are the giants of Africa, we have GDP, we want a $1 trillion economy, our people are being treated like beggars, lining up and we're giving them grains like you see in the Sudan, or Afghanistan, or Yemen. The world is watching. This is not good. This is symptomatic of the injustice in this country. This is symptomatic of the injustice in this country, where we are giving our people rice 64 years after independence, when our leaders here in Abuja are living it up, when our governors are buying SUVs. There's hunger all over. There is hunger in the land. I've been screaming this. Government should stop everything. Mr. President, you are building a 15.6 trillion highway. You bought a plane of 150 billion. You bought a yacht of how many billions? You are buying SUVs all over the place. Your people are dying of hunger. And they're being killed in Stampede to get rice. For goodness sake. We are not going to accept that. This is not acceptable, and we are not going to give the government or anybody any ways to, oh, this is how you should distribute this. No, this is not acceptable. It's not.
Yes, it is. When we look at...
And I saw the front page, right, and I saw the front page today of leadership, that security agents are going to supervise distribution of palliatives. For goodness sake. Is that how low our military or how security agencies have descended to? They are going to be guarding how rice is going to be distributed when the soldier or the policeman cannot buy rice for his family. So we are accepting this? We should not accept this. We shouldn't.
Yes, Professor, this is a very, very...
If we reduce the purchasing power of the people, we can further slow down the economy. Let's widen the tax net. Those who are not paying now, if it is inclusive of Bola Thiefnubu, let the net get bigger and we take in more taxes, and that is what we must do in the...
That's what we must do in the answers. Nigeria has now turned to the country of palliatives. Nigeria is not at war, hypothetically, or literally Nigeria is not at war. But Nigerians are like refugees in their own country. And they are living like people who are actually like at war or refugees at war. The poverty level has gotten so much that those who weaponize this poverty, those who created this poverty, have also turned to weaponize the poverty, where sharing of palliative, sharing of expired food in most cases is now a national policy of APC. What is the supposed minister of humanitarian disaster as well as poverty increments and what have you, what is he saying about this? Again, the country of palliative. Listen to their minister, the guy in charge. Then I have a part of what Thiefnubu's recorded media chats has been saying as well on this matter. I'll bring that to you soon, okay? But listen to this.
Chess and even transportation, the logistics and everything about you. Then we did the identification along with SEMA, the state emergency. Yes. So we did the identification of all the households that were affected by this crisis, and we grouped them by communities. Then we distributed the food based on the minute communities. We now fragmented the communities into what we call sensory renovation areas to make it smaller, smaller units. So these units, food were distributed to these units. So each unit had their unit leaders, household leaders that were affected, and the household leaders were asked to pick their food at social location. It makes it just easier and smarter. So these are processes that you can easily adopt. So quite okay. People even, sometimes we even engage NGOs, international NGOs to assist us. So we must, you must distribute this food yourself.
Right. Honorable Minister, so I talked about the context, right? And it's good to see how your ministry, how the government does it. But we have people who just want to give out 10 bags or 10 packs, dozens of packs, hundreds of packs. I imagine that they will not want to, they might not want to come and give the pack. So we won't get missing, you know, all of these trust issues that people have. And it's just within their communities, right? They
identify your beneficiaries.
Exactly. So I'm saying not everybody,
beneficiaries.
Not everybody has to come to you. If you have 10 bags to give, you can give around your area.
Identify the 100 beneficiaries.
Come.
No. Identify your
contextualize
beneficiaries. Who are your beneficiaries?
All right.
Identify them, name them, and also inform them. You must not do a crowd. You must not invite. Okay, with this, you watch our distribution. You don't see crowd. We don't invite crowd for our distribution.
Now, this is the heart of the question I was going to ask.
But you see, sometimes most people want to, like, do a public show. So they invite many people. They want to see the crowd around.
Certainly,
that is
what
for political gains, sometimes for emotional gains, for public gains, sometimes also to sell the church or the organizational presence.
That is now public. That's no more giving. That's something else entirely.
Yes.
But my question, Minister, is this. People are doing this because of the context of the economy we're in. And as I said earlier, your ministry is vital to that. There are a lot of people who have since dropped into poverty level because now the price of the bag of rice is beyond reach. Multidimensional poverty. Talk about petrol, for example, is beyond reach. Rent, beyond reach. And most of their salaries remain the same. Some have even lost their jobs in the context of this. Some have lost their businesses. So that is the reality. And some people go to the extent of describing it as T-pain. And I'm sure that's something you have seen time and again. Even the government has said it's T-gain. But it's now back and forth. So the reality is that there is difficulty for a lot of people. A lot of people are suffering in that sense. So is this government aware of that? Are you trying to speed up the recovery process? Because this is something that is at the heart of the Stampedes we're seeing.
I know. I agree with you 100%. And the president has also accepted that fact. If you listen to his speeches, even the 1st October speech, he acknowledged that fact. Then I wasn't in the government yet. I was appointed in November, so I'm just about 48 days in, 48 days in office now. But mark you, in what the president was so specific, there are policies that he brought in to see if that can ease those challenges. People at the lower end of the pyramid, Number one, he said that we should reach out to 15 million beneficiaries under the conditional cash transfer to help ease the pain of Nigerians who are at the bottom level under our social register. That's household, not individuals. Household, each household, we assume approximately has about 5 people. So if we're targeting 15 million households, it means the president is targeting 75 million Nigerians to be affected by this conditional cash transfer. That's number one.
And how many have you reached so far? Do you have? Because I know it was suspended during the previous minister's period where there was that controversy and all of that. How many have you been able to reach out of those? Because these are the same people.
5 million have been reached so far.
5 million.
But this is the challenge that we had. The new policy of CBN requires that you must have digital identity before you're given any money to help transparency and traceability of any fund that is being made in Nigeria. So for now we have just about 1.4 million people on that register that have digital identity. Most people are reaching out to are people who are not within the banking segment.
Financially inclusive.
Yes, that's financially inclusive. So it was, you open the digital, you just open a digital wallet for them, and then you pay them through the wallet, and then they just have cards to go and withdraw on POS. But with this, the federal, the government now work along with the World Bank. World Bank also saw the need for this, and they intervened. They are providing 3,000 devices for us to help in data capturing. Already we have 1,000 devices, adding to make it 4,000 devices. And we're looking for also possibility of adding additional 4,000 devices next year to make it 8,000 devices. We deploy it across the country and see if we can fast track the process of capturing those 15 million people that the president has directed us to do. So that once we can capture and give them digital identity, geotag them and have location for them also, then traceability of distribution of material will also be improved and enhanced. And also that social register will not just be used by our own agencies alone, but also by the even general public. Because we have individuals that want to support, they will have to just come to the register, they will trace them based on their poverty rate. And there's a ranking of poverty based on the social register that we have. People are ranked.
This social register, is it something you can find online, or is it exclusive because you want to protect the dignity of the people? How does it work? And how many people are there now? I know you're targeting 15 million.
Yes.
But how many people are on the register?
We have 90 million on the social
register.
Right.
People
households.
People or households?
Okay, households, sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Household leaders.
Household leaders. That's and one of five. That's what you mean.
Yes, for us, household leaders are women, not men.
Okay.
Because we target women as the household leaders. Because women take care of the children and the vulnerable. Women, you have pregnant women who are also vulnerable. You have also, breastfeeding mothers who are also vulnerable. And sometimes you can have men that have multiple wives. So if you pay a man, he may need to take care of the multiple wives. Sometimes he may even not take care of one of the wives. So we enroll women as the household leaders.
How much goes to each household?
25,000.
25,000 a month?
No, 3 times in a year.
Okay, 3 times.
Because it's just to support them. It's a support process. Not as if we are paying them completely, but that's on 5,000 naira in a year to support the vulnerable groups.
So sorry, so by your record now, based on this electronic or digital capture,
yes,
you have less than 2 million people on that.
Yes,
that you can actually help.
Yes, as it is now.
As it is now,
because of the suspension, because of the new policy of the central bank. That's why we're fast-tracking the process. We just finished training people that we're deploying against next year to start the data capturing for us, so we can fast-track as much as possible. Mark you, this social risk, actually, if it comes to fruition, and we now automate it, it will help not just in there are many organizations that provide this welfare to people. You see, maybe BOA providing rice. You see that providing rice. You see different. You see different organizations providing support.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance. Ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún ṣe lálìkìyàmà ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí.
How many of you can see through the lies? As he's talking very fast. How many of you can see through the lies? Me, 1. Yeah, you, 2, 3. You see, 100, 200. See, about almost all of you can see through the lies. Abi? Few weeks ago, Wale Edun boldly told us that they have paid 25 million households 25,000 naira in the last 6 months, which we calculated, and it was over 625 billion naira. Did you hear that clown? What he just said? They only have 30,000 machine that is capturing the data of people. Wale Edun said that they have paid these people through banks. Do you see the contradiction? Then he said the plan is not to be paying them 25,000 naira every month. The plan is to pay them 25,000 naira 3 times in a year. That is 75,000 naira. About that cannot even bag it back. You can't buy a bag of rice. See the level of poverty that people are going to suffer. It is still doing what do you call it? Press up. It's not really yet out. When it's finally out, and catch as many of you as possible, and then you're going to say Obuja. They are not sharing any money to anybody per se, except the normal style, which is gather some handful number of people, 2,000 people here, 5,000 people there, 100 people here. Okay, give them some money, take their pictures, all right, and then run with that and tell the whole world that you have shared trillions of naira to over 80 million people. When you ask them to show the proof and show the register, they will tell you that, they will give you, they will try to find one excuse to give you, so that's why they can't give you the register. Once in a while, when I actually see through all of this, sometimes I want to feel sorry for people, but it is of no use. if the people themselves are not sorry for themselves. So I've run out of sorry and pity. There's no point in me pretending that I want to feel sorry and say and pity people now, because this is just the beginning. So in part, Thiefnubu recorded media chat this evening. Is currently being heard right now on some of their major, media platforms in Nigeria. The first thing he answered was that he has no regrets for removing the subsidy, even though he had no any alternative plan for announcing the removal, which was just also a lie, a deceit, that is going to also come to light very soon too. According to Koolu, in that media chat that I just picked up on a moment ago, when he was asked about, did you ever plan or have any alternative for removing subsidy or any regret at all so far that the country is now like toast? His answer.
Mr. President, we must admit, though, that things have been pretty tough this year for many households. And they, perhaps on the back of the reforms that you have also admitted, have been quite tough on Nigerians. With benefit of hindsight, do you think that perhaps you could have phased the removal of subsidy on fuel and the harmonization of forex rates? Or do you think that you could have withheld it until there was a contingency plan?
What's contingency? Where is it? We were spending our future. We are spending our generations' fortune. We were not investing. But we are just deceiving ourselves. That reform is necessary. I could see the smugglers fighting back. That one doesn't affect me. It affects smuggling. Why should you have expenditures that you don't have revenue? I don't want to question people with five limousine type of vehicles on the roads. Well, we should teach management with all our programs. We have to manage our resources within our means. There's no way out that you give out fuel and allow all the entire neighboring countries as Father Christmas. I don't have any regret whatsoever removing the subsidy. It is necessary. We cannot spend our future generations' investment upfront.
But do you think it should have been done in bits?
It is part of the fear that is unnecessary. Please, no matter how you cut it or you slice it in segments, you still have to meet the bill. So, cut your code. Strictly to your side. It's what we must manage. Management is the issue. And we have no choice but to pull the handbrake. Otherwise, we are headed for slippery slopes that will result in financial disaster. for, not just for us, but our children and grandchildren. Where is the inheritance? Where is the pathway for prosperity?
Nuisance leleyi.
Koolu. You know, this is the talking point. That's what they told people. You see, that the subsidy money was being benefited by some people and not Nigerians. Do you get that now? Meanwhile, when they are paying this subsidy, the price of, the price of goods were moderate. But to them, that was not acceptable. Okay? But the lies they told the people is that some few people are enjoying the money. What Thiefnubu did by announcing that he removed subsidy was to give himself a little time to reshuffle the beneficiaries, remove those ones who belong to the Bokuwari's clan, enjoying it, then replace them with his own guys, including his adopted nephew, Wale Thiefnubu, the Wando, who is now so rich. A business, person they do a business, and it was almost bankrupt until Thiefnubu hijacked power. And now, the Ohando that couldn't pay their vendors 2 years ago, that couldn't fulfill all of their financial obligations 2 years ago, they are so rich now that they were able to cough out over $2 million just to bring in Burna Boy and all these guys to come and sing at the end of the year party. Now it is now a multi-trillion Naira business. No thanks to Thiefnubu and his gang, who removed subsidy, put the rest of you in the economic hardship, or you have to pay the sacrifice. Because to them, buying a liter of petroleum for 160 Naira per liter was fake life. So you have to pay 1,000 Naira or 1,200 Naira for a liter of petroleum. And that is the real life. So if that makes all of you pretty much uncomfortable, well, fine. Thiefnubu has the highest number of ministers, personal advisors, special advisors in the history of Nigeria. Thiefnubu has appointed over 16,000, you hear me? Over 16,000 appointees in the last 18 months alone. And all of them, they are not adding any kobo, any value to Nigeria economy. They are just drawing from it. He has nearly 50 ministers, highest in the history of Nigeria. The Were bought himself a yacht, bought himself different SUVs, bulletproof SUVs, Escalade and all that. Bought himself a brand, is a local 150 billion naira, presidential jets. And it is you that must, because if they don't remove that money, Nigeria is going to go bankrupt. Nigeria is going to, they are spending your future. They asked him, do you have any plan of reducing your cabinet? This was his answer this evening.
To bring down the cost of governance. I'm not prepared to bring down the size of my cabinet. One, so I saw the needs when I put them together. You don't give somebody an assignment that they cannot fulfill. No. Job description must be efficient and effective. Nigeria is a large country, and I'm glad you are here. If you have to entertain over 200 million people just on entertainment. Calculate how many stewards will you require. That's just, for entertainment. Not the cleaner. Not just tables. Excuse me. Let's pay attention to efficiency. Efficiency, effectiveness is the hallmark of the philosophy behind that cabinet. I'm not ready to shrink a little bit of it. I need them.
And they are all adding value.
Effectively. Show me one. And I argue with you. Well, show me one.
He has no plan of reducing his cabinet or cutting down the cost of governance. No. Now you, the citizens you must adjust. A bag of rice is 100,000. Must you eat rice? Well, a bag of gari is even more expensive. Go and eat grass. If you cannot afford gari, go and cut grass outside, wash it, okay, and blend it and make some lulu. Make yourself some lulu and drink it. Must you eat rice? Mr. President, we cannot afford the school fees. Go and queue and collect student loan, or go and put down your name. They will give you 25,000 naira 3 times a year. That should be enough for you for the rest of the year. It's just a support. See, listen. We are doing everything to make Nigeria work for all of you. We are working for you. So please, if it's not working for you, maybe you should go to another country. That is the philosophy of APC. You know, for Thiefnubu, what's it concern? Well, I mean, what do you want me to do? You know, on the issue of people dying because they have turned to beggars, like millions of Nigerians are like refugees in their own country. This is what he had to say.
The guarantee that the next Christmas and the New Year will be better for Nigeria. What is the guarantee that the average Nigerian will be happier by this time next year than he or she is at this time? Thank you very much. It's a very serious and big feeling for all of us to lose loved ones, children, particularly in Oyo State, but then followed by various other reports. But are we looking at it from organizers' point of view? Or are you looking at it from the goodwill gesture of the people trying to give out whatever they have ancestral? And it's very sad that people are not well organized. We just have to be more disciplined in our society. Okay. Condolences to those who lost the family member. But it is good to give. I have been given out foodstuffs, commodities, including envelopes and body loan for the last 25 years. I've never experienced this kind of incident because we are organized, prone to discipline, and if you know you don't have enough to give, don't attempt to even give or publicize it. Is the question. No, every society, even in America, they have food banks. They have hungry people. In Britain, they have food banks. They have warehouses. They are organized. They take tokens to be in line and take turns to, to collect. It's unfortunate. We just have to. It's a reflection in our bus stops where we don't even want to be on queue before we rush into the vehicle. It is very sad, but we continue to learn from our mistakes. To me, I see this as a very grave error on the part of the organizers. But things are improving. It doesn't kill our happiness for this season. It should be. We should just get on with it.
Oh boy. God damn it, man. Nigeria don't, una don't enter around. The question was that look at what is going on, this and that, okay? Is it going to be better next year? Can people be looking for that? You've been saying that things will get better, yeah. So then it went on to say that people died is because of the organizers. And then our people are very much like, disorganized, and they are impatient too. So we should not, because of that, to disturb our happiness for the season. We just have to learn from our mistake and move on, which means your dirty December is still going to be dirty. Now people will die, now they won't finish. So the rest of you, he has one advice for you. If you are complaining about the cost of living, he said you should turn off your lights. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I have to play this again because I know a lot of you don't really like listening to him, but you just have to. This is the calamity that has befallen that contraption. And then, 2 years ago, just about 2 years ago, I remember towards the end of 2022, I remember some of the Ronukus, some of them who are now disguising as repentant Alimajiris on Mayegun's Diary Politico, asking me to come and do giveaway for them and all of that nonsense, okay? They said they were going to, they were going to be drinking my tears, that whether I liked it or not, Thiefnubu will be president and then go do 8 years. You, Mayegun, you can continue to cry. Today, the whole country is almost crying right now, including the Ronukus. And now, I don't know who is laughing. Who is laughing now? It's me. I am laughing. He has an advice for you. If you are complaining that things are tough and that, okay? He said, turn off your this, turn off your that. Listen.
Market economy flowing. And people are learning management. My friend used to have about, he brought to me, he has 5 Rolls Royce. He brought a nice Jeep here. The other day, I saw him in his Honda Accord. Oh, he said, why? He said, that's where you put me. I said, I didn't put you there. He said, that is because of fuel prices. He could no longer maintain 5 limo type of vehicles. It's not negative to learn to manage. You learn to control your electricity bill, switch off the light. Let's learn to manage.
Is Nigeria looking to export?
Oh, una don enter am. Learn to manage. Prosperity that he is talking about is for his member of his family, as well as his political appointees, and then the political class. Even those of you who claim to be elite, princess, all of now, you learn to manage. Go and sell your car and buy keke. Where countries are talking about economic prosperity. Do you understand? Where you have economic prosperity, which is more people who have more prosperity in that economy, not the political class, the friends of government, while the hard-working people cannot afford to buy a decent car. Baba, you cannot afford to buy a decent car. And you are working. Why criminal politicians are driving the 2025 SUV. They are in Nigeria now. Latest car, brand new Oshara cars. Guess those who are buying them? Politicians. Guess where they are seeing the money? Public fund. For those of you who are hardworking people, poultry farmers, pharmacy, those who have real jobs, they cannot afford to buy keke. And that is a progressing country, Abi. I remember when Obasanjo increased the minimum wage at the time, and suddenly teachers were buying cars, even though they were Tokumbo cars, right? Teachers were building houses. I'm talking about secondary school teachers, primary school teachers. How many of you remember that time? There are some of you in Nigeria whose parents were like school teachers, local government workers and all that, and they were being paid good money that they could afford to buy cars. Today, an average 90% of Nigerians, they cannot buy new cars. They cannot afford to buy brand new cars. Talk less of, okay, brand new cars technology. That is the situation now. The economy is tanked. The hyperinflation, the poverty, it is like never seen before. That is not progress. Oh my God, don't mean progress. When I got to the UK, I used to buy myself used cars. Used bikes. Okay, because I wasn't really comfortable jumping on the buses because I had this mentality then that Oyinbos and there are some of these racist people that could just attack you. I don't know, like this was 12 years ago, right? So I would go to Sunday market with 30 pounds, right? I would go and buy used bikes. And that was how I got to know almost everywhere in Glasgow. Doesn't matter the distance. I would be on my bike, put on the sat-nav, and I will be everywhere. Wherever I am posted to go and walk, right? Rain, sun, snow, I will bike it. That's why in Glasgow, there are some of these early friends of mine, they call me rider. Okay? Because I was like always cycling. Then my situation changed when I got my papers. So I graduated to buying brand new bikes, like being able to cough out 400 pounds for a bike, 300 pounds. That's an improvement. Then I went on to go and do my driver's lesson. Then I passed my driving test. So I was able to cough out 2,000 pounds from my savings, 4,000 pounds to buy myself a used cars. So my first car was a sports car under Civic. My second car was like this nice Jeep, SUV Honda. Then today, I am driving a brand new Renault Akana. That is improvement. The moment you are in a system that actually really is built for you to, to improve, to grow, your growth can be measured. Here you get now. Your growth should be measured, not to be decreasing, not for somebody to come back and say, about UK is for me now, right? See, UK is really, really getting better. I used to drive brand new cars, but now I am riding used keke. That is not growth. That is what these guys are. And to them, okay, you are living a fake life. If your life is improving, it's fake. So they are not responsible for the economic destruction that take away all of your, or devalues your efforts, devalues your hard work. To them, you are just living a fake life. Now, this is your real life now. How is that a progress? How is that something that any government will be proud of and say, yeah, this is, you need to live within your means. Of course, everybody will live within their own means. In a space of 12 years, you can measure my growth, my life. My life is like an open book. My life is like open book. 12 years of my life in the UK, you can measure the progress. People were running their lives before this APC. It was how comfortable some of you were in 2014, 2015, that you even used your money to campaign for APC. Today, many of you have either jackpot, run away, sold your business, or some of you, your business died right in front of you. Today, some of you are like beggars. That is not a progress. So that is not a progressing society. It is a retrogressing society. APC, they are like the Punisher. Yes, they are. Here is what the Joy Okwe and others in the Arise studio. This is their own reaction to the latest trends, right? Watch this.
The Federal High Court in Abuja last week remanded Olamide Thomas, an activist who called for the death of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's son, Seyi Tinubu, on social media. The activist was arraigned on a 3-count charge bordering on cyberbullying. Olamide, who is also a nurse, was among the protesters arrested by the police on October 20th during the rally to commemorate the 4th anniversary of NSAS at the Lekki toll gate in Lagos. She was also accused of insulting the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, and police spokesperson Muyiwa Adejobi in a Facebook video recorded after her arrest. I mean, I'm sure you guys watched this video. I was alarmed. I thought it was needless, some of the comments that she made, during, that Facebook Live or whatever it was. I mean, this is what we are seeing in Nigeria. I thought it was such a horrible statement that she made. But beyond that, what really is going on with her? I mean, comments people are being arrested for in Nigeria. Before I come to you guys, meanwhile, a footage showing the president's son, Seyi Tinubu, being escorted by military officers during the City Boy Summit in Ogun State over the weekend has gone viral and has sparked a wave of criticism online. Let's take a look.
Where's Mama?
Nigerian Cadets Network, Ogun State Command. God, ready for your inspection, sir. Pull down. Hands.
Mira. Golden sun.
General salute.
Rufy, I mean, no, when I saw this video, I was like, oh, this might be just boys cadets. I mean, I'm not sure that they are military, but you heard them.
Saw it.
What did they say? Nigerian what?
Nigerian
cadet.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really know what's going on. It just seems pretty absurd. But you know, on the Twitter account of the movement called, I believe, OG City Boys Movement, let me just read their tweet. They wrote, the grand patron of City Boy Movement, Mr. Thiefnubu, leads the charge at City Boy Movement Summit in a powerful display of commitment to youth empowerment. The revered king of youths, Mr. Thiefnubu, attended and fully supported the City Boy Movement Ogun State Summit. As a renowned philanthropist and champion of youth development, his presence at the summit was a testament to his unwavering dedication to uplifting young Nigerians through his selfless efforts. He continues to inspire hope, provide opportunities, and shape the future of Nigeria's next generation. Rufy on fire.
See, I'm not saying people should not do charity to young people, but that display was not necessary. That's my part. As what now? The other day, I think it was the case with Dio Israel and all of that was wearing a fatigue and all of that. And we condemned it. As what now? The son of the president? All of this? For me, it's even him. Even if they do or decide to do all of this to you, because there's no how people will always be psychopaths around you. Can't you just move off it and say you don't want? So as what? What are we building? What is this word, the cadet?
I mean, you need some sort of explanation.
Blowing a big old and all of that.
Wait, how did they get their arms? If this is City Boy Movement.
This leaves much to be desired.
I don't know what they are. Like
very soon now, you will hear there was going to be a counter explanation. And they're going to tell you all sorts, but the optics look very wrong. At a time where people are dying of stampede in the country,
absolutely.
At a time where people can't afford things to eat, at a time where people are suffering, at a time where people feel that they are being twisted and people are showing a level of high-handedness in society, and this is what we get.
Absolutely.
Let me just
there
say
needs to be some sort of response to this.
Nigeria is a democracy. It's not a monarchy.
Yeah.
It is the president that we elected, not his son, not his daughter, not even his wife. We elected the president and the vice president. I think we need to make it clear regularly so that we understand this. We are not a monarchy. We're a democracy.
Well said, Ayo. Well, meanwhile, in the midst of chaotic traffic in Lagos, especially on the island, due to the festive season, a video showing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's convoy on his way back from observing the Jumat prayers at the Alausa Central Mosque in Ikeja has made the rounds on social media. Let's take a look.
Presidential.
Well, we had other videos of this convoy where you could see like where the traffic was blocked off on the left and the right side, not at this moment. And you know, we've always talked about President Tinubu's convoy and cutting the costs of governance. But Ayo, I believe that you said that the military responded
Yes, the
quickly.
Director of Defense Information stated that the men you see in that video with Tinubu are Boys Brigade. I sent a message to ask whether they're allowed to have arms.
Yes.
So that would also clarify a few things. Are they allowed to hold arms, to have access to arms?
Boys? Are they part of the military?
I don't know if
are they part of the military?
I don't know
though?
who they are.
We need more
Even if they are Boys Brigade, is that necessary?
Well, all right.
That's what we're asking.
Maybe it's part of the event.
Anyway, that is that. So nobody should pretend, okay, that they are surprised. I am not surprised. I am not shocked. Whatever it is that Thiefnubu and his family and those around him, however they are treating Nigeria and Nigerians, I am not surprised. I am only pretty much like waiting for more, because there will be more from where that from where that came from. you know. So, but let's move away from that. Do you know that their coastal road, that coastal highway, that, well, should I use controversial coastal highway? But let me give you the backstory for the sake of those who probably have forgotten, because it's not just road. Last year, Thiefnubu and Devil Umahi, they announced that they were embarking on a 750-kilometer super highway from Lagos to Calabar. And it was going to be 10 lane on both sides, 10 here, 10 here. And it was going to be like super highway. This road, or this new supposed motorway or highway that was supposed to be built by them would last 18 months. Oh my God, 18 months or more. That was what they said, though. 18 months. Then they changed it. They said it was going to be 30 months. So 30 months means 2.5 years to construct 750-kilometer road from Lagos to Calabar, then from Calabar back to Lagos. That is practically 1,500 kilometers road to and fro. Like if you join both now, Abi, 10 lanes here, 10 lanes there. And then there was no bidding. There was no competitive bidding from construction companies and what have you in Nigeria. It was discussed, it was approved, and the money was paid. So just one single contractor. And that was Hightech. Hightech Construction, owned by Chagoury. Now, Chagoury happened to be Thiefnubu's confidant officially. And this Hightech is co-owned by Thiefnubu, your president, and Chagoury. Because on the board of the Hightech, you have Sheyi Thiefnubu as a person who is holding forth for his father. That's conflict of interest, but madam, no bidding, no nothing. No. They came up and they said the construction will last for 30 months and it will cost Nigeria 16 trillion naira. Who did the costing? Who did the evaluation? Who did all this? What do you call it? The land check, whatever it's called. I mean, I forgot the name. Who did all of that? Right? They did. And then they paid 1.1 trillion naira to Hightech. Boom. How? Why? Because they could do it. Where are you going to see the money to do this? Where is the money coming from? Don't worry. We already have the money. Everything is sorted. Really? Okay. Let's see how this goes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's been 14 months. Do you know that? That it's been 14 months now since the first day they announced that road construction. Guess what? They have only been able to construct what they call the service lane of 20 kilometers. 20 kilometers out of 750 kilometers road. How? Well, they have come up again to say because of inflation, okay? Because of inflation and cost and all of that, after demolishing multi-billion naira properties and along the route, right? Now they are saying they are reducing it to 6 lanes, both sides, 6 here, 6 here. I remember saying that this whole thing, their plan is to construct a supposed road, which they have the power to if they wanted to, right? And instead of lying to the rest of you, that they wanted to construct a road that will link or lead to the Lagos Atlantic City. Is that not what it's called? Lagos Atlantic City. US Embassy. And maybe just a little bit to the junction of those states, passing through the border between Ondo and Ogun State, and then Lagos State. And just do that instead of lying to the whole country and then using it as your own conduit pipe. So they have come up now to say, we don't have money to construct, you know. Yeah, they are also building Lekki's deep sea port. Lekki, they are building Lekki airport too. They want to build airport Lekki. So something that's going to give all these people who bought the why did I forget the name? There's a name they call that place. It's not just Lekki, Lagos Atlantic City. Is that what it's called? It's a place where they have sold the entire place to the Lebanese, to the Indians, the Chinese, including Dangote too. All those Lekki seaport, free trade zone, all those places, right? This is like their own mini Lagos. So they don't want to have anything to do with the rest of Lagos. So, you know, once they are coming from anywhere, they will land at their own airport in Lekki there, okay? So they are building this place, okay, for themselves. But they are pretending that they want to construct a 750 kilo. But you have a project that was supposed to be built in 30 months, and 14 months out of that has been what? I mean, you see, this is why you will say something like, these guys are supposed to be tried for treason, treasonable felony, you know, against the people, so to say. But they will get away with it. Fortunately, they are not building, because for those who have seen the original plan of this coastal road, it's been there. It's not Thiefnubu. I think it was when they were just looking into the archive, they saw it and they decided, well, this could be an opportunity for us to siphon public fund in this way, right? So if they intend to build a coastal highway to Calabar, they are going to need to construct, they are going to pass through, I think it was about 26 islands. You know what an island is? You know, this land that is in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of the sea, like that. They are islands. So to construct this road, this super highway, they will build 18 bridges. Like, I'm talking about 18 super highway, like you have a 1.4 kilometer, is that even 1.4 kilometer? Sorry, 11 kilometer. How many kilometers is the third mainland bridge again? I think it's 11.4 kilometer or so, I think. Now, you see that, if you have been to Lagos, you see that third mainland bridge, that long bridge. They will need to build 18 of that before they get to Calabar. And these ones, do you think these ones want to build anything like that? For 14 months, they are still in Lagos. Out of 750 kilometer road, they have built a service lane of 20 kilometers, and they are still in Lagos. Do you need anybody to explain the fraud to you? Well, it won't be the first time. Maybe somebody talks, say Nigeria goes soon, they produce airplane. Nigeria will be manufacturing airplane. The minister once said that under Buhari. Where is it today? Addis Ababa.
I remember when Buhari administration tell us, say, before Buhari come off office, Nigerians go begin to produce aeroplane. These people don't use Nigerians do yeah. And then members of APC, them, they clap for them. Nigeria wasting the import toothpick. He say before Buhari come off office, Nigeria go begin to produce aeroplane. Some APC supporters that time they talk, say, that's what I'm talking about. This is what we call administration. can Jonathan ever? People when no feel refine their own oil. One produce airplane. I mean, a toy one they mean. Even the toy one will not see. When they talk this thing, mind you, now 2021. We did 2024. About to end. Not before this country. When they ask the man, what thing he don't do for it, he talk say, what thing they don't do now be say, they don't manufacture machine where they produce kilishi.
But to be candid with you, we are making progress. For now, we have developed a technology to optimize kilishi production.
What you are telling us is just you are telling us stories. Is that the success story you are going to tell us?
Now for this country now. Nothing when they never promised Nigerians. Nothing. Anyone will enter like this, go find one thing where you go promise us. Before this present administration enter, then they shout for Jonathan. How can Jonathan take Naira to 145? See, what we want is 1 Naira to $1. Now the mantra where Buhari take enter. Now the campaign where he take enter. How can he take fuel from this so Naira to 65? What we want is fuel to come down. Buhari enter fuel run. Dollar run. Now this one enter Koto say na renewed hope. Renewed hope. I can't think. You get what we tell you say we get hope in Buhari. We ain't got no hope on him. Because okay, let's pretend as if we had hope. Let's see what will happen. He met Naira at 600, 700 Naira. Today, they 1,006. The budget of 2025 now, they resolve at balancing Naira at 1,500 per dollar. Renewed hope. They go use promise scatter you. Before they come out, you know, be where you day, you go there again. I tire.
Like that. Thank you, bro. You know, he's one of the guys who always use his own comedy to pass message. Even if you have to laugh, at the same time, you may also have to cry and say, man. So what is it that they haven't promised Nigerians? And how many times have you been, you know, verbally attacked, especially online or even offline, whenever you raise any concern or question about what they are promising people? How many times have you been verbally attacked? How many times? I get attacked all the time. I am called a pessimist or a pessimistic person. They say that I am a doubting Thomas. I am somebody who doesn't wish Nigeria well. As if to say that my wish or not wish, that is making Nigeria of APC, Egbekegbe, go this way. So they are so lucky. All right. But take a look at this. Remember this young man that they kidnapped 2 days ago? He is called the Sea King. I'll put his picture on the screen. I think you remember him now, right? See, his name is Ogunsanwo Olumide John. He is the guy who called out the police, called out Thiefnubu, as well as Sanwo-Ikú in Lagos. Now, he has been released on bail. But let me tell you the story. This, on the right part, okay, on the left, is Inibehe, the Aluta lawyer that is standing, for him. You know the story that happened today. After he was kidnapped by the police for insulting Thiefnubu, insulting Sonweiku, insulting Igbetokon, IG of police. Guess what they charged him for, Baba? They charged that young man for treason. Did you know that treason is punishable by death? That's what they charged him for. Cyberbullying, treasonable felony. This is how much they have made a mockery of the Nigerian judiciary. And they are doing all of this because the intention is to pass down fear among the people. So that when you hear that somebody is being tried for treason, if he's found guilty, they will kill him. Here you get, you will want to run away and say, I cannot talk. Oh, I don't want to be killed. Oh. This is how much. And they do not have any intention of trying anybody for treason per se. Oh. They just want to keep you in prison for as long as possible so that they can use you as a reference point to others who might want to stand up and criticize them. Yeah? So they charged him for cyberbullying, count 2, count 1, you get? That people should throw stones at the police officers who stops and demand to check their phones. Thereby you have committed an offense contrary to and punishable under section of the criminal law of Lagos State. So they took him to a magistrate court. At that magistrate court, let me now tell you the drama that took place. While his lawyers who are representing him pro bono, while they were looking for him in the courtrooms, the Nigerian police, they kept him in a private car downstairs at the back of the court while they were looking for a means of obtaining, a custody, like, to put him in jail. Sure, you get that, put him in prison. Meanwhile, the charges that they presented, luckily for Enibe and Co, they have grasped which courtroom it was supposed to be. So when they appear in that courtroom, right? So what the police did was that they didn't present him. So by not presenting him, that would have forced the magistrate court, to possibly just throw out the case enough and say, well, they will have to refile it. And in that process, they can take him back and lock him up for the rest of the year. But luckily, man, should I use the word luckily? Because the judiciary in this instance, that particular magistrate court judge in Lagos demanded to see him. And it was now on his lawyers to go and look for wherever he is. So finally they found him in a private car where they hide somewhere. Police, so you brought somebody to court, you didn't take him to the courtroom. But you went upstairs there to go and argue that he is a flight risk, he is a danger to the society, and he has to remain in custody, and his bail application must be denied. So orally, the judge granted his bail. As long as his lawyers can produce him anytime his case comes up. That was how they rescued this boy from this Nigerian criminal police already moving mad. That's how he got rescued. And by oral application, right, he was released to his lawyers. Right now in Nigeria, the police, the political class, and mostly everything that has to do with APC, is to criminalize free speech. And at the same time, use their court. And there are willing judges in all these their courts, willing to do this their bidding. You see, if to say the Nigerian judiciary is not in bed with this murderous regime in Nigeria, majority of the abuse of power that we are witnessing today could have been nipped in the bud. It could have been buried and killed at different courts. And by so doing, it will be difficult for them to keep repeating it like they have been doing. Sure, you get what I mean? Like you kidnap somebody now, you take them to court, and the court says, this is nonsense. My friend, here is your bail. Go home. Yeah? And you get them to the point that they are unable to actually lock anybody up using the courts on flimsy, trumped up charges. Imagine how much of true democracy you will be experiencing in that place, and how much these power-drunk rogues would have been tamed. It won't be this. It won't be this. Useless set of what do you call it? Legal system you have in that place, where what you say can be criminalized, and they just have to kind of find some frivolous charges, and a judge is going to be there and say, "Yeah, lock him up," until we determine if he should be given bail or not. So you can say whatever you like. Yeah, I can say whatever I like, as long as I'm not inciting or I have not carried out any, physical attack on anybody. I can say whatever I want. I can curse you. I can abuse you. I can say whatever I like. So if you don't like that, well, you don't arrest me. You sue me. That's what you do. It's a civil case. It should be. And most of that don't even, first hearing or first sitting, such cases will be thrown out and say, you call courts because somebody abused you. But the political class are doing this so that majority of you, that they know that you are dissatisfied, you are angry, you are upset with the system. So to cut you short and make sure that they cut your tongues, gag you, is to pick random people like this and put them in jail so that they can use them as reference points. So you are saying, you better watch your mouth or else we'll lock you up and throw the keys away. Ochono, a comrade, has something to say about that, because to some, they believe that this whole thing is getting to that stage whereby by the time the casala will burst, as much as some people don't believe that, okay? Some people will say, "Oh, Benny, nothing they happen, John." Now some people they talk. When the Nigerians going to react? Every day we hear that one day. But there are people who believe that the whole thing is already bottled up. The bottled up anger, suppressed or compressed anger. The day the bottle go drop and burst, you probably will be like, oh, is this happening? Is this actually happening? But listen to this, comrade.
Yeah, guys, I believe we've all been seeing what is happening in the country for the past many days. The arrest of Dele Farotimi, Olamide, and several others. And now this Sky King or something, this guy that is always, speaking up against the excesses of the government on TikTok. What they are trying to do is to make sure that every, dissenting voice, every voice that is speaking against, their oppression and everything, that these voices are cut down. And they tested this water few months ago or thereabout, when I think the House of Rep attempted to pass a bill that anybody that insults the president or any government official or insults any religious leader, that there will be a capital punishment or something like that for that person. So they tested that water, people resisted online and they dropped that bill. So what they are doing now is testing the water again, arresting these people, for, just mere words on the internet, just speaking up. In the case of Olamide, she was oppressed and she said a prayer for our oppressors. Who wouldn't do that? What do they think people say to them, or pray? What kind of prayer do they expect that people pray for them in the street every day? So, but these people, they are testing waters. Olamide, this guy, something is not really the target. The target is the entire Nigeria. Is to make it legal that you cannot speak against, your leaders, or you cannot speak against the government or religious leaders. That is what they are trying to do. So the target now are not these people that are really being arrested now. They are just testing the water, see how, we process this. And I want to call on the Nigerian people that we should not accept this at all. That we should not let this slide. We must all come together and speak against this oppression, because this is not democracy. This is not democracy at all. We've already known for a while now that the democracy, for a long time that the democracy that we have is nonsense. But where these people are moving to right now does not look like any form of democracy at all. This is a dictatorship regime, and we have to speak up. We have to stand as one. We have to look beyond anything and stand as one to resist this oppression that is being thrown at the Nigerian people. Otherwise, it might not be you today, it might not be me today, but soon, and every Nigerian, when we were saying these things that let's put boots on the ground and resist, these are policies that are being thrown, this starvation, this hunger, this inflation and everything. Many people didn't want to do that. They prefer ranting online. And I remember, when my leader, Umahi, said that whether you fight online, whether you put your boots on ground or anything, if they want to come for you, they will come for you. And these ways are coming to pass. So if you think you're an influencer, you just want to talk online, you just want to tweet, they will still come for you. Because oppressors are oppressors, and oppressors don't want people speaking against them in any form. And the best way to resist oppression is social revolution, meaning that the oppressed, they have to unite to say no to these oppressors. So it is time for us as Nigerians, especially the youth, we owe it to ourselves that we resist this oppression, the youth of Nigeria. Every form of
we still have to use the online. We still have to use the social media to rally people around, enlighten the people, educate them, mobilize them. Yes, but except we add the boots on ground, like is suggested, then almost nothing can be achieved. People are hungry. People don't even have the energy, the strength to challenge these guys. You notice that people are going through what they have never been through before. And as we speak, it is always the survival of the fittest. And once in a while, when they spark, they damn all consequences. Take a look at this. And this is between a frustrated Nigerian driver versus the FRSC guys. Watch this.
Sir, you know this. Are you saying now? No, sir. Are you seeing it?
You are pushing an officer.
Leave my car.
You are pushing an officer.
Do you know me?
You want to beat me?
You don't know me and I'm talking like that. You want to beat me? What is your problem? What's your problem? They don't do this job. What is your problem? You are beating me, Abi. Why are you beating me? Why are you beating me? Why are you beating me?
You don't know who I am.
Get out! I'm asking you, is anybody touch
I don't want you to fight. I don't want you people to fight. You know what it's working?
Jesus. Why are you beating me? Yes, see my hand. See me.
See blood.
See blood. See me. Yeah. See me. Your father.
See blood.
You.
See blood.
See me. You.
See blood.
Yeah.
Hey, leave him. Don't beat 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 him. You want an officer.
You want an officer.
You want an officer.
See me. Yeah.
You want an officer.
See me. Yeah, see the way it would me.
Take me to the hospital, please.
Jesus.
Take me to the hospital.
Jesus.
And this is not funny. That is what bottled up frustration. That's what it looks like. A young man was sporting a camouflage, and then just about 4 police officers bounced him somewhere in Benin as well. Watch this.
We're not supposed to ask them questions. What happened? Because then we are this thing. They don't agree, I know, sir. I said you go to the chairman leave the house, come out to you.
It's called bottled anger. And that is how people feel towards those who are government officials in that place. They will damn all consequences. They can't think straight. They cannot process, what do you call it, a situation the same way normal people would. And before you know it, the whole rage will link up, add up. And you see, when the whole place will go up in smoke, a lot of you will now believe that, or you probably will be thinking that people mad, or more people are mad, people are crazy. Yes, it is what Nigeria will do to you. And a lot of people will, they won't think straight. They can't think straight. You know, around that time, some of you will probably be saying that violence doesn't solve everything. Well, that is what it's going to lead into, where people have been subjected to some level of oppression they never seen before one, right? Where people's mental health has been messed up when they will spark. And then you go no say, crazy people. No, they too get crazy. I mean, they know they get crazy, so, you know. And by the time the dust will settle or the smoke will die down, then the body goes surplus in that contraption. Yesterday, I shared with us the family who lost their loved ones because he was arrested. I like using word kidnapped, abduction, like it was abducted by the Nigerian police. Somebody hired them to help get this young man because he was holding that person. So the one that invited the police was being owed 220,000 naira. So the police went on and they abducted the debtor. And within hours, they beat him to death. So the family cried out yesterday. And that same yesterday, surprisingly, in Kwara State, Igbeto Kon was there. I don't know why he was there. Maybe, I don't know. It was Shaz. He was there to see the family in Kwara. And briefly, I'll show you.
ìbànújẹ́ nìkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ló jẹ́ fún gbogbo wa ó ṣe dùn yín.
tó wá dùn mọ́ wa jù ní pé àfẹ́ orílẹ̀ yìí balógun ní tẹ̀ ní pé àwọn bá rẹ̀ yìí wá
So that's the Olori Kwambele illegitimate police IG. Do you know why I call him illegitimate? That he was supposed to have been retired as far back as September last year. Thiefnubu extended his time indefinitely. Yeah. Thiefnubu extended his tenure, which is illegal. And whatever he is doing, as we speak, is completely illegal. Somebody is illegally occupying the position of the police IG in Nigeria as we speak. Well, Thiefnubu is occupying the same position illegally too. Unfortunately, they are all illegitimate. So he was there to sympathize, supposedly, with the family of the deceased. I haven't seen any news report that those police officers have been arrested. Have you? I haven't seen one. I'm talking about arrest. No, that's a different ballgame. Talking about an arrest, right? This guy, you know, our content creator, police PRO for Delta State, Bright. Yeah, he's got something new for us. This is a different one again, of people caught in the usual criminal den of that contraption. The line of questioning, the crimes committed, and the criminals all in one, right? Watch this. Oh, hang on. Just missed that.
Okay. I am SP Dafe Bright, and this is Delta State Police Command. Today we'll be having a very painful press briefing. It's quite unfortunate, but it's very important that we bring this out there for you guys to see. Here we have one suspect. His name is Efe. This is an herbalist. This is one of the accomplices, and this is another of the accomplices. What did they do? This very guy had a friend called Paulinus. Around September this year, he contacted Paulinus that he is aware of a building that they want to sell for 30 million. Paulinus told him he would be interested. Paulinus gave him 10 million, 10 million, 5 million, 5 million. That is 30 million naira. Instead of Efe to buy the property, Efe diverted the money and was using it to build his own house and also bought 2 other lands. When it got to time for Efe to show Paulinus the property he bought for him, he didn't know what to do. He became confused. He didn't know how to explain to Paulinus. He decided to kill him. Efe contacted this man here for the sum of 450 to kill him. Somehow, this man declined. Efe now contacted these persons we are seeing here in Otokutu. On the 3rd day, they now called Efe that they are ready to kill him. Efe now deceived Paulinus that they were going to a party. Paulinus came, they entered the vehicle, and they went to Otokutu. These guys, on seeing Paulinus, they quickly grabbed Paulinus, took him to Orere River in Otokutu, tied him to a stake. They tried to kill him, they couldn't kill him. While he was alive, they used machetes and they cut off his neck. They tied his body to a stone and threw it into the river and carried the head to the shrine that belongs to this man here. And his head was buried at the shrine.
How much your shirt? Now which second head did you take? Now the boy head we carry for me. What's the boy name? I don't know the boy name. You what be the name?
Police might be no. I don't know whether they carry any head from me. I don't know.
Initially we arrested Efe, who denied knowledge. And let me tell you what Efe did. After Efe must have killed him, Efe went back to the family and started collecting ransom, claiming that Paulinus was kidnapped. Efe collected a ransom of over 20.7 million naira. Efe is here, the other people are here. We were able to investigate, unravel the mystery behind the Indian numbers. We discovered that it was Efe who was also calling that he was kidnapped. Efe, what's your name? Okemute Gaga was the main suspect who we later got that eventually indicted Efe and told us how they killed Paulinus in that river, threw his body into the river, and buried the head in the shrine. For want of time, we are going to interview Efe right now. What is your name?
Efe.
Try to open your mouth. You be Efe, Abi?
Efe.
Okay. How much Paulinus pay you for that property before you decide to kill her?
Everything at 30 million.
30 million. So why you choose to kill her?
I don't know. I want to explain the matter giver.
Okay, you don't know how you want to explain the matter giver. Okay, so these people, which of them you contact say me they help you kill Efe? Me they help you kill.
I first contact that one.
No, leave that one. The other three, which of them you contact say?
Nine. I contact.
Okemute. Okay, so when you contact, how much you pay Okemute to kill?
Everything one, yeah. Now 680,000.
You pay on 680,000.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So when he bring Paulinus give you now, what is called to Paulinus?
My brother, it's Sunday paper.
Where's Sunday paper?
Yeah.
Mine be this. Okay, cut
tire.
Okay.
After the tire finish, also join there, so he can't give me the colors. He say, oh, yeah, cotton.
I just let it give you.
Yes, he can't give me the colors. He say, oh, yeah, cotton. Not I say, not me supposed to cut. Now Sunday paper. Sunday paper, na come out here.
Okay, Sunday paper, they say now you come out.
Now you cut them.
Okay, as you can see, the both of them are dragging between who cut off Paulinus' head. But the long and short story of it all is that they chopped off his head, buried his head in the shrine belonging to this man. What's your name?
Lawrence Joseph.
Lawrence Joseph carried the head and buried the head in the shrine. Due to our intelligence-led investigation, we were able to arrest Efe, arrest Okemute, arrest the native doctor, arrest Ikpeba. And they are all here, and they are going to dance to the tune of this music that they have played. You see why we always say, be wary of the friends you keep. Be wary of the friends you keep. We should be very, very careful of our association and wherever we are going to. Paulinus just died for no reason. Paulinus died because he bought a property. Paulinus died because he trusted a friend. It's a pity, it's pathetic, but may God help us.
See? Things they happen, right? Man, I don't even know what to say. Yeah, the line of questioning is always pretty much like awkward and all that. But the crime committed, and the people that committed the crime, the evil in that land. I don't know where the cleansing is going to start from. I don't know who is going to start it. But Baba, the evil in that land, in Nigeria, not happened to you. Yesterday, I shared with us the staff of the poultry staff of a woman who have been stealing from her, and they got caught. So some of you even called in to kind of like add your own views to that video. I've brought you another one this evening. This time around, it is. I think okay. I did say that yesterday as well. That you see, while you are trying to navigate through the extortionist policy of APC, Egbekegbe, and their minions in that contraption, your businesses go through a lot. While you are trying to navigate through that, you still have to deal with staff or staff members who are chronic thieves. Their mission, their aim is to steal from you with no remorse, destroy you. But you know something? The video I'm about to share with you, just that of a woman who employed 4 different ladies working for her, and they looted her shop so much that they started planning to even kill her. Take a look at these guys.
Inú ilé láti bá gbogbo eléyìí o ẹ̀fín mi lé 55,000 ó ti já ilé ó ti lo eléyìí ẹ̀wọ̀n nebras ẹ̀wọ̀n gbogbo nǹkan tá a kó nílé ẹ̀ ṣe ti rí tó gbájú sókè fún mi gbájú sókè mo sọ sálárì fún mo fún wọn láìsí mo fún wọn lóore mo fún wọn lówó gbogbo ẹ̀ ni mo fi ń tẹ́ wọn lọ́rùn àti táwọn olè ṣe ti rí see the perfume that we see inside this house sorry ọ̀gbọ́n lẹ́pà sorry see club the news see nebras ayati see crop níta ìkọ́ni ẹgbà mí èrè lówó jẹ́ sí kámẹ́rà. Ẹ wo perfume àti lélẹ̀ náà perfume. Bí inú store ni inú store lẹ ti kó. Ta ló ní kẹ́ ẹ kó? Báà sí ibi. Yeah, I'm not your boss. Don't say my name. What's my name? Saved by Tima. Don't ló ní kẹ́ mú. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sókè ẹ sá gbọ́ngbà kí mi sọ̀rọ̀. Kí ló dé tẹ́ wá fi mú? Ẹ sọ pé mo fẹ́ bá tiẹ̀ jẹ́. Nú ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ náà. Kí ló tẹ́ fi mú? Me, I will not like you.
Ó fún ẹni àmójì.
Àmójì ìyá kọ́kọ́. Òjì
ní sílé àti.
Àmọ́ tó sí ọ̀pọ̀ kọ́kọ́rọ́. Gbọ́ wọ́n padà rí. Kò sẹ́ni tó ṣe kó fún mi nìyẹn.
Ta ló kó fún ẹ?
Ta ló kó fún ẹ? Àwọn yòókù nù. Kí ló wá sọ pé wàá fi ṣe? Wọ́n pé ṣẹ́ẹ̀kì ni. So èmi jẹ́.
Wọ́n ní pé ṣẹ́ẹ̀ ti ẹ nìyẹn.
Good tí mo gbé sínú láti ìjọ. Ṣé ọkọ̀ tí mo fún wọn?
Ìyá ọ̀nà kó fún ẹ.
No, kì í ṣe ọjọ́ kan.
Wọ́n fẹ́ lọ́kọ̀ kan.
Ìbọn wa ń pàkẹ́ sí níbà.
Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn pẹ̀fíìmù lélẹ̀ tó ń lò nílé, òun lélẹ̀ tó ń lò nílé wọn, tó ń lò nílé wọn. Ẹ wo kíní yìí, kíní store ni. Ẹ wo kíní yìí gift items. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá mọ̀ pa ṣe ṣe ìṣẹ́ mọ̀ pa fi ṣe gift items ni. Òun lélẹ̀ nínú ilé wọn ṣẹ́ sí rí. Ẹ wo gba àwọn pẹ̀fíìmù tó ń kó. Okay now, cut.
Like what is left? People will tell you that the reason why they are suffering is because they have no job, and some will even ask you to help them look for a job. Okay? Then they found a job only for some of them to turn to thieves, stealing from their employer. To destroy you. So, I mean, well, I'll leave it to that. The final one is just going to be like a warning or an awareness. They are pushing an agenda in Yoruba land right now called the Sharia. And you see, normally, right, Sharia wouldn't have been a problem. But when you look at the people behind it, those who are pushing this Sharia in Yoruba land, these are a bunch of criminals hiding behind religion. We have had them in northern part of Nigeria, where this same Sharia was introduced. And those who are pure criminals are the people who are operating it. Ordinarily, again, they will tell you that the Sharia is not for everyone, it's for Muslims. But in practice, with what we have witnessed in Nigeria so far, especially northern Nigeria, people have been arrested. People have been locked up for blasphemy. People have been sentenced to death. People who are not Muslims, who have nothing to do with Islam. They have been arrested. They have been locked up. A lot of them have been sentenced to death by this bunch of unscrupulous religious extremists and fanatics in northern Nigeria. We have had some of them who have arrested people for eating during Ramadan because they are having their Ramadan. And you that is not a Muslim, you are not allowed to eat in the public. We have seen all this madness play out in that contraption where what they are pushing is not for religion per se, it is for subjugation. It is for control. And I am happy that a lot of people in Yoruba land are kind of aware of it now. In Oyo State, in Lagos State, even though some people believe that this is the handiwork of APC, which is to create a form of a distraction, whereby the Thiefnubu and his gang will later kind of like, pretend to want to mediate by saying, this is why you need us. So you, the Muslims, wait, give it some time. Okay, not now. You, the Christians, don't worry. We have spoken to them. We will make sure that, you are not affected, this and that. All of this to take a political advantage of you. It is not just happening. If you are hearing it like, like rumor, it is no rumor. There are those who have been already kind of mobilized to ensure that in the next few days and weeks, this is going to be the talking point. But I am happy that those who understand the consequences of this are not just talking. I won't say much. I'm happy that those who are supposed to act on this, or those who have been, sort of jotted by all of this, are also going to act on it. We don't want Sharia in Yoruba land. Yoruba land is not an Islamic region. So therefore, those of you who are pushing all this madness, I hope you are ready for what the consequences of what this is going to be at the end of the day. Those of you who are the political class pushing this as well, I hope you also know what the consequences of this is going to be. We know that a lot of you are not doing this because of your Islam or what have you. You are doing this for political reason. And however, those of you who are not knowledgeable enough, if you let them use any takia on you and you begin to kind of play it down, this is a serious stuff. I'll give you more on that some other time because I just have to mention it. So on this note, I'm going to, draw the curtain. And I am going to come back to take maybe one or two calls. Okay, we're going to take calls, obviously. So I'm going to go on a short break. So when I come back, we can have a chat around this. Our fundraiser continues tonight for the Yoruba Union Family Support Initiative for 2025 in January. We are planning to raise 20 million naira. That sounds so much, right? That sounds like a lot. No, it is not. Thiefnubu and his gang have disvalued the Nigerian naira that the 20 million naira of today is even less in value of 5 million naira of yesteryears. Okay, so everybody who has shipped in, their own support, we say thank you. I am planning to bring on a Princess. I don't know if Princess is willing to join us this evening, but I'll check. I'll find out if she is able to join us. She will come on and tell us, one or two things about this, fundraiser as well. But listen, if you have to go, you don't even have to go. It's holiday time, so stay with us. If you have anything to say to this, what we have shared so far, the number to call is right here on your screen. Call in, add your own voice. But I will be back in a minute or two. Thank you very much, brethren. And thank you so much, Charm. I got the cup of coffee that you just got me there. Same thing to our man there, Lababs. Thank you very much, sir. I hope the body is coming together like, so more strength, Baba, and, more quick recovery to you, okay? We are rooting for you and praying for you as well. So get well soon. All right. So, Charm, Lababs, thank you so much for this, for the cup of coffee. Similarly, to the people who have chipped in, you know, the super chats, starting with my brother there, E82. Bless you, Baba. Igbalode, God bless you too. Now I have a caller on the line, and that would be hello, sir.
Yes.
Brother, how are you?
Nigeria.
That's right.
Can you hear me?
How are you doing this evening?
I'm very, very fine. The topic you brought here is very, very interesting.
Thank you. They've always been. You just have to pick which one that catches your own fancy.
Thank you. Especially the one you wrote on your screen that they are pushing for Sharia in the South.
Yes, they are.
It's not even new to me. You should remember last year, before the 2023 election, under the Speaker, Lagos State House of Assembly, Obasa, did you know that they passed Sharia law in silence in Lagos State House of Assembly?
I mean, I saw the pamphlets where they said they were going to debate it in Lagos State. Well, I just can't remember if it was eventually passed. Was it?
It was passed. It was passed. But the thing I'm not sure.
In Lagos.
Exactly. But the thing I'm not sure is that maybe Sanwo-Olu has. Exactly. I'm not sure about that, but it was secretly passed. It was done by one of these investigative journalists in Lagos. How to use anonymous name to cover himself, but as you know now, get out of the country. But he released that information that it has been passed into law. Do you know the funniest thing? Midnight, around 12:03 a.m.
That was when it was passed.
Exactly.
Because I saw it. I saw the pamphlet. I saw a flyer for it. And this was in 2022. So they passed it.
It was passed in 2023. That was around, I think Nigeria election was around February, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was passed around that January 29 towards that February, that stupid Sharia election.
Wow.
Just to appease the North.
Wow.
Just to appease the North. So I'm not surprised. But
now
the thing is that it can't.
State right now. And
but it can't.
As I'm talking to you right now, there is a serious fund that has been mobilized for it. So from your state to Lagos State. Now, I was expecting that it was just going to start a bit of a movement of a thing. I didn't know that Lagos has already. I remember Lagos was leading that charge. But I'm so surprised that you said it's been passed now.
It's been passed into law, but the implementation, or maybe someone who is yet to ask on it, I don't know about that one.
Law. Maybe that is why it hasn't it hasn't become so popular then.
Exactly, but I can assure you it has been passed into law. This one is no density. I once told you that my father was vice chairman of APC in Ogun State.
Yes.
So there's some kind of leak information I do get from him when he was still alive through my younger brother. So he knows some certain things. So there was a time I had the revelation that I said, look, this election, don't go out there because APC is meant. And true, could you believe that in Ijoko, Songwater, Ogun State, in fact, cultist boys have some sophisticated gun that even Nigerian police does not even have. I'm telling you. So this Sharia law is not a new thing to me. It has been passed in Lagos. But one thing I cannot say is that maybe it has been assented by Governor Sanwo-Olu. That one I cannot say, but it has been passed secretly.
It was look at places where they are practicing this Sharia law in Nigeria. They are the poorest place in Nigeria. Do you understand?
Okay. There's one video you showed on your platform here about Zamfara State, where they are mining gold illegally, diamond, and so on.
Yeah.
These are just fallacy. This Sharia law is just to I don't know how to put it,
it's
to put people in.
It's just to control.
That's all. Nothing more.
Because
nothing more. Nothing more.
If this Sharia is real, majority of the politicians from some of these states in northern Nigeria, majority of their politicians will either be in jail or they would have been killed by now.
They have been gone by now. In fact, I will even support Communist Party, what it's been doing in China now, that wants to steal certain amount of money, no negotiation, death penalty straight. I would have loved that, but who is going to implement it here in Nigeria? Imagine Emefiele, only himself, 770. Oh my goodness. How many rooms do you want to sleep in one? My brother, Mr. Mayugu, say this Sharia law is already in Lagos. I don't know, but the thing is, we should start speaking against it. Two, my own suggestion, number one, we should always go back to what? Regionalism. If you can't go back to regionalism, let us look for a way to just push it. You should just divide the country. Let everybody go their separate way. Oduduwa Republic, Biafra Republic, then the middle belt. Middle belt.
Republic as well. And let the Arewa stand too.
Because I miss this guy. What's his name? The former deputy CBN governor. What's his name? He was bringing out the past history of El Rufai. We later died. I forgot his name.
I forgot his name as well, but somebody's going to. No. Okay, I forgot his name. I don't know. I think we felt the same way of Professor. Oh no. And somebody's going to say the name. I'm going to say it to you in a second. Right?
Exactly. He said all these things. He has already said all this. So one time all these things are happening. Thank you very much. So when he was saying all these things, I was not surprised. He has already said it's a pre-planned work, and to put checkmate to checkmate Nigerians, especially the southern Nigeria. Because number one, if you go to the north, there's one particular part of Islam that said they forbid what we call innovation and technology. When some of those guys translate from Arabic to English, they are against innovation, technology, science, all these things. So there's one particular Navy commander. I don't know, maybe you've watched it on your Arise News. He said it can take them 100 years, 1,000 years to Islamize Nigeria. They don't give a damn. Maybe the economy is okay or not, as long as their plan is going on. So everybody should start speaking up right now. And what the man is saying is truth. So everybody should start firing them anyhow. We don't even in South, we don't even need religion. What does Christianity help us to? Nothing. Islam, nothing. I stopped going to one particular church. I don't want to mention the name, but I don't mind to mention the name. In Lagos here, at Lekki here, Lagos Business is beside Lagos Business School. The day the pastor said, "Oh, private jet is good," that day, that's when I ran away from that church. 3 months later, after I left the church, the man started flying private jets.
Okay.
Yes,
brother. We will keep the awareness open, okay? And people can't
just have to keep it
of all these happenings. You know,
you see that we go back to regionalism.
Right, yeah, this Sharia
exactly
thing in 2025 is going to become stronger, but we will resist it. I promise.
Lagos is the starting point.
And once they capture Lagos, right, they do not even need to go and. I mean, they don't need to fight anything. Dipping their plan, dipping their Quran in the ocean or in the sea.
Exactly.
It's just going to be like easily done now. Conquered by
exactly.
We'll see how that goes, Baba. Let me take another one.
Okay.
You have a good one yourself, right?
Yeah, thank you.
God bless you. I have Ebuchi on the line. Hello there.
Hello, Maya. Good evening, brother.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Listening to this, the last call, I know. I think that if the accounting they call it bad debt. All those things in Nigeria is coming. You know, we know all those things are there already. But the most scary one is the rate they are using to oppress people. Like you said today, like some people will be saying Nigerians will not do anything. Nigerians will not do that. You see what that guy did to that road safety man.
Yep.
You see if you see the gap, the time it took him to get that stick and return back to him and hit him. That gap is what in court they will use it to put somebody, condemn somebody to justify the action. That gap, that running back, looking for that weapon, coming back and hitting that man. that man is already guilty because of that thing, that small gap. So the day Nigerians will react, it will be like that.
You know,
they will go home.
You know, they are slow to act, but when it happens, a lot of us will be watching and be wondering and say, "Man, are these people mad?" I say, "Well, they are mad, though. They are completely."
Like some people, maybe some people may go home with agony. In the morning, they will face any man on black suit with a lawyer style, barrister style on their neck, innocent one, and kill him. Somebody may go home and sleep and wake up in the morning and grab any policeman in the morning because of what happened to him at night. So that time will come, and once they start it, all of them, I pity Sheyi. He fronting himself so much. I like what Ayo said. You know, Ayo of Arise TV. He's typical Lagosian. If you remember, during that campaign 2023, he was against APC. Even he fought with one Tinubu supporter in one program with the other short man in channels. He was so vocal. She was insulting the guy, you know, about Tinubu. So he saw what she said. She said, "We are not in monarch. We are in democracy." So that word is very, very deep. You know, so Sheyi fronting himself. I think maybe he will be the first victim when it will start. And when you look at Sheyi, there's no difference between Sheyi and Ola of Lagos that went to India. Because if Sheyi knows his onion, like from education, he will not be chasing his father, corridor of power. He could have been on his own doing his things like Peter Obi's children. I salute those children. All those, there's so many of them. Adeyuga, they have children. They have adults. They were just on their own doing their business, you know. But this one is just following his father with this pot belly, small like lizard belly, following, taking. In fact, I pity. You know, you saw what they said about that army, that cadet guard they gave to Sheyi. These guys are liars. They came up immediately and said it's Boys Brigade. Boys Brigade has nothing to do with other anything again, just Anglican Church. I was a member of Boys Brigade. We don't put on green. It's blue and cross white belt and white short knicker. And we don't come out like this. We do, Boys Brigade do, they are always at the church. You know, so that guy they gave him, like if I said, if people want to do it for him, why not refuse it? They might coming to this. There's people that we don't normally see again on internet, like this guy that you always use his slogan. This Tinubu Ogugo kill you, Ogigo kill your papa. Since they are picking meaningful people, all those ones are dead now. Because nobody will account for them. Nobody will account for them. There are a lot of them. They are missing. Nobody can account for those people. Nobody will look for them. So those ones, they finish those ones. Then you're coming to Sharia. Sharia is a gone something. Sharia, they push Sharia everywhere. Like my brother said, Sharia, they want to use Sharia to control all those people. If you remember when Buhari's daughter did his wedding or something, son did wedding, the wife was putting on open hand. Somebody now put up a comment. I thought we are practicing Sharia. What is it different from other Muslims? They now said because it's Buhari's daughter. You see, so time will come, people will start attacking them. And I pity the hungry lawyers that are now doing charge and bail, that are now doing selling lands. I pity them. Thank you, Mayego. I have a lot of to say, but I don't want to say it. Nigeria has finished. Even dividing Nigeria now is not going to work, except they use Chinese method. They have to kill a lot of people without looking back. Thank you, Mayego.
Bless you, MOG. Yeah. Hello there. Hello, can you hear me? Okay.
Hello?
I have to take another one. Hello, can you hear me?
All hell Biafra, all hell Oduduwa.
All hell Biafra, all hell Oduduwa. Brother, how are you?
Abdul my brother. One day.
Yeah. One.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man. See.
Yeah.
Thank you so much as well for that. The super chat. It's quite incredible. Thank you. So you have the floor, Baba.
No. Yeah, anytime, my brother. I like to encourage everyone. This man is putting one hell of a job. This is not easy to put together these programs every day, nonstop. Please help donate. Let's help these family members over this holiday. Help towards the channel so Michael could buy more equipment. You know what I mean? We need to spread this word, these powerful words. This is the part of the pillage that we need to, have standing when we defeat these people, with their Sharia law, all this nasty agendas that they have, towards our people. But keep the awareness going. People, when you get this message, spread it, share with your friends, share with your neighbor, your enemy, whoever. Let them get the word, because we are all affected by this thing that's happening right now, and it's about to get even worse. 2025 will be the year where we're gonna have to now either decide, either we fight or we just submit. You know what I mean? So, guys, open your eyes. This is not a game any longer. What happened to those road safety guys or whatever it is just a little scratch. This is we're going to see worse. The chicken coming home to roost. I've been in Nigeria has happened to me. I remember when I was going to I don't like using Port Harcourt, Iguacha, which is Port Harcourt. I was harassed. Even they kept me over to almost nighttime, to the point I had to just give them whatever money that I had so I could, at least get going before, because either they plan to kill us there and take our car or something, you know what I mean? So it's quite very dangerous what's happening, but there will be a time that we, the people, will pay them back for everything they've done to us. There's no kumbaya, protesting anything. We're going to have to fight. The weapon will be out, whether we like it or not, because they don't understand anything peaceful but blood. So the time will come, and then the people will make it. Yeah. All right. Guys, Mayagu, I meant to tell you, please, you have to have a crypto, either some Bitcoin, Solana address where we could now donate to you, because all this tax that they're taking from you, it's not fair. You know what I mean? Please open up a Solana. Yes. All right. Take care.
I will look into that. This is your third time of even saying it, okay? And I think it's right around the time I do something about that. So thank you again for all the support, as always, okay? Merry Christmas, man.
Oh, hell Biafra, or hell Oduduwa.
Oh, hell Biafra, or hell Oduduwa. Stay safe, bro, okay? You have a good one. So I have another caller on the line. I got you back this time around. Can you hear me? Hello.
I hear you loud and clear.
Oh, grand. How are you doing tonight, sir?
There you go. How is your day?
Just same old. Glad to be here myself. Surviving. Thanks for asking.
You're not surviving. You're becoming the center of gravity. As you can see, you're moving to the center now.
We wish that all of that will count for something at the end of it all, so that all of this will not be for nothing.
It's counting for something, to be honest with you. What you guys are doing, people like you have been vocal for over 10, 12 years now.
Yes.
People like Dile Faro to me have experienced it and gone in and come outside. And they are beginning to show the rot within the system.
Yes.
The rot within the system is beginning to fight itself and end up exposing itself the more. And the more they expose themselves, like you said, there's something you normally say that you don't realize you're making here. The irritation will get to your point where people will have to react. That's right. It's like when you want to beat up a child, you don't beat the child for what they just did now. You beat them up for accumulation of all the offenses they've done. And like the road safety guy experience, it's a accumulation of anger that made that guy to go look for that wood, come back and go, you know what?
Because he could have
You
driven
guys have,
away. You know, he was in
yeah,
his
you
car, he
guys have,
moved his car, he stopped, came down, grabbed a plank, and just boom.
you guys have been doing this thing to me for many, many years. You know what? This time around, we die here. It's getting to that point. That's why I say you're moving. When I say you're moving to the center, you're moving to the center now.
Right.
Because people like what's it called? There was a guy that was making one that used to talk about Southern Nigerian protectorate. He argued the Yoruba nation with Yoruba nation, tried to change the constitution before the election. Nnamdi Kanu then became vocal. Samuel Ekpa came in, did his own madness. Yoruba nation is there on the background. So many things are going on. Now the Middle Belt have finally come out to say they don't belong to the North. That's why I say you're moving to the center. That water that was at the side of the river is now becoming the center of the river. And very soon to pollute the whole river to the point where everybody will have to swim the same water. If it was back in the days, nobody would complain about Sharia being in the Southwest. Go check it 5-6 years ago.
It was never an issue for us. Like, why would anybody be pushing something like that? Like, you want to have your own, your own law, religious law in a secular society. Now, if you're talking about the secular place, Southern Nigeria is the most secular, and the Western Nigeria is the most in all of that. The Muslims, the Christians coexist. Nothing to say, So why
I will
now?
always tell people, the Western Nigeria is an example of how religion should work. Religion coexists with development. Because when you come to Western Nigeria, everybody is there. Everybody practices their religion. Nobody overstep on each other's boundary.
No.
But that part of the economy still grows and prosper because nobody is an extremist. When you take it up north, where some people want to use it as an instrument of subjugation, it becomes difficult for you to differentiate between religion, business, and instrument of subjugation. Then when you come to the southeast, they are predominantly Christians, even though nowadays they begin to have some Muslim in them. However, you can still see that they protect it with their blood. The issue people need to start looking at, all these things you see, religious intolerance going on in Nigeria, is because we have a southern president. We may not like the person in the middle, but the game plan from beginning was that Thinubu was going to die, Shettima was going to take over. Thinubu has successfully made Shettima useless.
Yes.
It's getting to a point where his son is becoming the vice president. And that is a problem for the North. And the Northerners are not finding it funny because once he passes, before the Northerners used to use their population and whatever figure they have as bargaining power. The greatest mistake the North did was to allow Tinubu rig the election. Now he has the correct IRF data. Once he wants to pass any law, he will give you your correct election result and tell you, listen, you either sign this or your correct results will be released to show that you did not win this election. Which one do you want? You're getting 21 million every month for doing nothing. That is why all those laws get passed as quickly as possible. They may object, but they will say pass it.
Yes, that's practically them just having their say, but he will always have his way.
He will always have his way. He's just going to tell them, listen, I have the IRF. I know the correct result for your polling unit. I know how you won. Do you want that to go public or are you going to sign this? Did you see the one that was doing a pornography guy that slapped somebody in a pornography shop? How Tinubu got rid of him from the House of Assembly? Discharge him straight. No waste of time. That is why you see people like Akpabio that never contested, they don't make noise. He was deliberately choosing to be there. The former Senate president that came back cannot make noise because they were all deliberately choosing to be there. Tinubu played them and they thought they were playing him. Now he has them where he wants them.
And
The only prayer
this Sharia thing in the southwest Nigeria right now is also doing, because from what I have gathered, right, eventually is going to now act as somebody who is going to say, you Christians, don't worry, I will talk. You Muslims, I'm gone for a while, okay? So now I'll be the peacemaker between all of you now, okay? So if I get removed, you know, you are all going to lose. So you know what? You need to get me back. You need to bring me back in 2027 and whatever, however it goes, right? You have to stand by me, or else OT will scatter out. So he's pushing this whole thing too.
Yeah, what they're going to do is to dilly-dally till next year, 2026, because we already finished 2024 already.
I know.
He's going to dilly-dally. He's going to dilly this 2026. When you get 2026, when they're about 2027, this thing will now become escalated to a point where you know, say, you know what? Okay, like you said, you come in as a messenger of peace and sort it for election. And that's it. Once you finish the election, that's it. Everybody's gone. However, my own happiness is that if the middle belt can set up their own middle belt coalition, attend their, stop going to northern meeting, then we start knowing where the extremism starts and where it ends. Because if they can be killing people in middle belt during last administration, and all of a sudden, because of a change of government, we don't hear Southern Kaduna killing. We don't hear what's it called? We don't hear killing in Benue. Which means somebody somewhere up from the north was sponsoring these people and pushing them down. Meiti Alad has not appeared in TV for the past 6 months.
I don't know if you know that, though. You know that their leader is still in detention. He's been in detention.
He's still in detention now, but
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And I'm aware when you got picked up, when you were one.
Yeah, DSS picked him up last year. Yeah. And since then, we have not heard from him again. There is this protest that they were organizing they're asking that he should be released. And this is unbelievable, though, right? But, you know, they've locked him up since then. Bodejo is in.
That's what I'm saying. How come that person was having access to presidency? Presidency was giving them money to beg them. They are taking people's land next to the river to allocate to Meiti Allah. And like, it became like we're now begging people that are foreigners to become part of our own community. Then all of a sudden, we go to change the government, and all of them come down. My prayer is, Thinubu should not die there. He should pass his tax law, introduce regional government, then he can go.
Right. Let me take another one.
I'm more than happy with that.
I know. Thank you so much, anyway, for chipping in again, as always, right? Thank you so much. Let me take another one, and then before we call it a night, we only have just about half an hour to go. So if you are still interested in adding your own contribution to this chat, this might be your chance. Use it before the time runs out. Adeiza from Edinburgh.
Yeah, I'm good. 2 days. I'm good.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Grand.
It's been difficult to get through the call all this while.
And most of the time, you see, those who get through, they have so much on their chest that they want to like unload.
Yeah,
and it seems like, you know, anyway, good to have you, by the way. Go on.
Yeah, I see the nonchalant attitude of Nigeria to some things that when they bring it out is a concern to me. You know, the issue of Sharia issue, do you know it's in our constitution?
I know it is.
Understand? Good. Ordinarily, if you say a place is a secular state, then Sharia supposed to appear in the constitution for first thing. It's not supposed. With that, it's not a secular state. But it's being pronounced as a secular state because Sharia appear in the constitution. It's not supposed to be. Now, you see, when they bring some of this issue, like they wanted to Sharia to be in Southwest, people say it will not happen. My brother, in Tinubu's regime or APC, don't say something will not happen. It will happen. Because when the issue of Muslim ticket came up, people say it will never happen. It happened, everybody witnessed it. Do you understand? Though it's not everybody them, because I landed almost all of them in a serious problem in poverty and the rest of them.
Like
but this thing that is happening, nobody should say it will not happen. As far as APC is in power, it might happen. But what I want to say to the larger Nigeria is that they should wake up to their responsibility when something of this nature comes up. Understand? Because it was said we will not go to affect Christian, but they use it to kill the border.
You know? And they will be protected by it.
Yes. Where the border was killed was where this popular Reverend Mark Kuka. But these people like this that were supposed to see them coming after say, no, we will not accept. If this one will make Nigeria to break, let it break. Because of their own safety, everybody keep quiet. Like the issue you mentioned yesterday regarding the woman who posted something that is it was international organization, Christian organization, who now spoke on her behalf, who got lawyers.
They hired the lawyers, put the international pressure, all these campaigns all over the world. Nigerian churches didn't say PIM. Not even big churches in Nigeria said PIM. All these GOs in Nigeria, PIM, they don't say. And the rest of the world is saying that Nigerian Christians are the most persecuted in the world. But these guys are not saying anything. You will see them mingling and be talking about peace. The peace in Nigeria. Let us pray for the peace of Nigeria. Let us pray for the peaceful. I was like, what the heck, man?
Okay. I was speaking with somebody in Nigeria recently. I said, if you have heard about the story of Martin Luther Jr., he's a reverend and he's an activist. We have reverends in Nigeria who are just there. Their supporters are being killed on a daily basis. It doesn't concern them. Rather, they talk of tithe and offering every day, building a big auditorium and the rest. It is because Nigeria is together. That's why the people are still going to church. I think we saw what they call COVID-19 made everybody to understand you are on your own. COVID-19 made people to understand you are on your own. Pastor is on his own. Everybody was on there. Nobody go to anywhere. Nobody go to mall. Nobody go to church. Everybody's on his own. You understand? So what I want to say in the instance is that Nigerians should wake up when something of this thing that is not going to be in the benefit of everybody is being brought to the public. Let everybody stand and make sure that thing did not succeed. Secondly, I think Nigeria should wake up against judiciary and the police now, because they have systematically become the problem of Nigerians now, because the way police are handling the citizen and the judiciary, I think is a thing of concern to me and should be a thing of concern to other Nigerians, because these are the instruments they are using to oppress people on a daily basis. Nigerians should wake up. Now, the issue of coastal road. The issue of coastal road. Please let me just speak of this.
Go on.
And if we have a working country, those people involved in that coastal road should by now be arrested, because when you have such a big project, it should not be only one company alone. It should be a consortium of consultants. Understand? And you are going to factor in contingency plan in case if there is inflation or whatever thing should be factored into that project. It should not be only one. It should be a consortium of companies that handle that contract, not only one person. Now they are now reviewing it. They're supposed to make such thing before that time. So those things are things that unfortunately we don't have National Assembly anymore. Understand? These are the things they're supposed to rise up to. Thank you, my brother, and
bless you.
Hope to talk with you again tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, and compliment of the season to you as well. In addition, see, I don't know if some of you will kind of like remember this. This coastal road, a project of this magnitude, right, was supposed to actually have been a PPP. In fact, from those in the know, they said that was the plan. PPP. From the days of Chagoury, that was the moment they conceptualized the idea of building a coastal road from Lagos to the eastern part of Nigeria, straight to Calabar and other areas. So PPP simply means that public-private partnership. So people were supposed to bring their money, okay? Like construction companies are supposed to bring their money, all right? And then build the road, okay? Once they build the road, they will now put on what is called the toll gate, all right? Where they will operate the road for another maybe 50 years. So they will to recoup their money from the road users. So this was the idea. It wasn't supposed to be built by Nigeria. But Thiefnubu and his gang, they jettisoned that, and they single-handedly paid Chagoury 1.1 trillion naira without the National Assembly approval. $11 billion a project without the National Assembly approval. That is, well, maybe it is a monarchy. Adiola, you there?
Yes, I can. How
are you doing?
Well, I'm all right, though. I don't even know what to say tonight again, sir. I Man, I'm sorry, but this is a monarchy. There isn't anything to fit it. It's just a monarchy. We are practicing monarchy in Nigeria. No,
We have a democracy, but it is not.
It's not democracy because you actually handpicked. It depends on who you are related to, and it depends on what clique you are in. So there isn't any. It's not a monarchy by blood per se. So you have to rule that out in the first place. So it's monarchy by association. So that is how that place is being governed. It is monarchy by association, not by blood. It will continue. But it's just the fact that many people have lost their lives, especially children, in this time of of the year. It's so painful, my ego. I feel more or less, I just don't know. I feel so sad at this period in time where people will lose their life because of just it's mind-boggling, my ego. It is mind-boggling. These people were thrown into poverty 10, 15, 25 years ago. It wasn't like this. It wasn't like this. You've made people poorer. People are poorer. You mentioned yourself about how you move from riding bikes to cars to brand new cars. Mm-hmm. That is example of classical upward mobility, whereby a society allows you to climb because they give you the ladder. So there's upward mobility for you to go ahead and do what you want to do, as long as you want to apply yourself. And someone is saying we should cut our coat according to our size, we should downsize, whereas you are not downsizing. You are not the example or the moral high ground or the moral compass to show, what, we are cutting costs. It's a monarchy, and you expect such when there's a monarchy in
place. It's a case of do as I say, not as I do.
Yes, it is a monarchy, because if you truly, genuinely came in through a process that is not flawed, and you exactly, do what you say, the country will be different. But because it came in through a forced method, it's a monarchy. So someone that has that kind of thinking doesn't, it is detached from reality. It doesn't understand, the modern suffering of a human person on the street. The other one, is just rhetoric. You're just saying things because he needs to say it. I don't know how low we can go. Every time I think we are the lowest, I think we are the lowest, guess what, Michael? There's more to go. And that for me is mind-boggling and is troubling. At this point in time, people are dying needlessly because they've been plunged into poverty. My God, man. I like I said it last time, I said it before, Nigeria is a getaway vehicle for robbery. Oh. And they keep on using it. You go and rob, you use the vehicle called Nigeria to get away with robbery. Baba, good night, sir. I don't have much to say tonight, but Baba, good night, man.
Thank you so much for calling in, okay? You stay safe, bro. And compliment of the season. This is the Prince JJ Man representing
IPOB for life.
That is him. Prince, how are you?
Baba, I'm fine. Our Tukano Mike.
Yes, sir.
Respect, Baba.
Thank you.
We they feel you every day. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are doing a great job.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, Baba, you see, I said let me check more for the matter. Don't say where with the talk. You see, the Bible said that the thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy. That is what Thiefnubu and the family represent. You see this his child, the one they called Shay. That one I know he's we cannot shame the shameless. You get what I mean? Because he has an ambition of being the governor of Lagos State. So he want to.
I don't think he had that ambition, but it's not the sycophants around the family. They've been pushing it. They have been the one pushing it, but it doesn't even look like it. But yeah, it can have it because it is like a monarchy, like some people have already postulated. It's like monarchy. So you will survive your papa someday, and it's about to happen. But man, God damn it, man. Go on.
It's very, very unfortunate, Baba. You know, when I'm looking at the situation, in fact, you won't even know where to start. You'll be asking yourself, is Nigeria still a country? Is Nigeria still a country or something else? You know? But this leads me to let our people know that this thing that Nnamdi Kanu, the professor of Nnamdi Kanu, he told them that they should get their Somalia visa. Because the farming in Nigeria now, what is happening is actually a famine. I don't know if you see it from that angle. To me, it's famine.
Nigeria is like the headquarters of refugees right now. Everywhere, palliative. Everyone has something to come and share. And as you are bringing something out to share, thousands and thousands of people are out to collect it. And it's like the country is now surviving on handouts. Like Somalia.
My good, it has surpassed Somalia war zone. The people that are died in Somalia war, is not up to what is dying in Nigeria as we speak. My ego. You see how many people that died in this stampede of rushing for food? They're over 100, even though the number they gave us.
And you are right.
Yes.
That's what they reported.
Yes. If they say 70, my ego, at the end of the day, some people that carry their own to no hospital that was not accounted for, that died, you won't be in that number. You can get to 150. I'm telling you, that's how Nigeria census goes. You understand? And these people are there. It's just like nothing happened. Yeah, if it is in where there is a country, as of this moment, there will be national mourning. You understand? Not one, not 10, not almost. It says 70 people. They said official. Mayegu is a disaster, complete disaster. Mayegu, finally, this guy that is talking about this Fulani professor. During
the Fulani terrorist sympathizer, the one that told us that Nigerian army with what's that guy's name again? With Sheikh Osama bin Gumi, that Nigeria negotiate with terrorists, and now they've destroyed our Nigerian source of our food supply. Now Nigerians are very poor, but yeah, he is. So it would never kind of, I kind of like listening to him, okay, when he batches the government, so to say, but knowing his background, I just feel like it is hypocrisy on his part. But yeah, you want to say something?
You get the true picture. Because during the time of Buhari, he wasn't this vocal. He was supporting the terrorists. And he was there when Mumu, that Fulani henchman professor, he was there when the guy gave a whole country, not just a local government, a whole country to criminal gangs, a drug lord to be running. And look at the situation, look at the pains that everybody is going through. People like this, if he's in a country where people, there's democracy, people like this shouldn't come out, because all his record, they will put him before his face.
Yes.
He shouldn't even have mouth to talk, because a terrorist sympathizer is the one that is aiding and abetting to the stage where we are today. You know, so it's quite a fact. It's quite unfortunate where we are heading. Mayegu is inevitable. There is Nigeria is going to end up in disaster. The prayer that we are praying is that let it not let it not be a disaster that the whole Africa will not contain. You understand me? They should just release him now and they can. We can't be begging them again. We beg enough because the way we are now is like sleeping Muranya. Everybody is looking at each other. I getting me. We beg them enough, but they continue to hold them now and they can. And as long as they continue to keep it now and they cannot there, an innocent man who is the face of justice in that country. The disaster will continue to befall them. Disaster, they can never avert any disaster. They will not even know how it is happening. They will be wondering what is happening to them. Thank you, my good general. We'll continue to talk.
Yes,
they cannot zip our mouth. We'll continue to talk until we get our freedom.
It was
Thank you, Baba.
that said that we should live every day like it's going to be our last, because one day we are going to be right. So until we breathe our last, right, we will never stop talking. God bless you, Prince. Stay safe, all right?
You too, dear
Compliment.
You too,
Here is
Baba.
Freddie.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Thank you.
Did I get you or did I lose you? Hello.
Hello.
I got you. Hello, sir.
One name.
Osita.
Yes, my brother.
How you doing, Baba?
May the peace of the Lord always find you and locate you. Your mouth has been anointed for truth and for liberation of mankind. I will always bless you with words.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Osita. It's good to have you back, sir. How you doing?
Fine.
Grand.
You know, the caller before Prince Jajaman, believe me, he has spoken passionately. Every morning you wake up, it looks as if the world is crashing on your head. It looks as if everything, because you are definitely going to hear something not only derogatory, but something evil, devilish about where we say we come from. Sometimes I look at it and I ask myself, if not for bad governance, what are we doing in this cold as at this time? That one will still have to go to work.
Yes.
It is all because of the bad governance that we have. All these things we keep saying, we keep talking about, it is only one thing that can solve all this problem. And the only thing that can solve this problem is that we all just go our separate ways so that we can begin to fix our problem in a more molecular ways, in the sense that you know it is you. When you speak, nobody will say that, oh, because of it's a Yoruba man that is there, that's the reason you are wailing. Or they will say, oh, because it's an Igbo man there, that is the reason you are crying. No. Or because it's the northerner that is there, that is the reason you are shouting. All these things will have been able to blame ourselves for ourselves and sort our problems for ourselves, not by trying to play, because Nigeria has gone beyond even, it has gone beyond a Nigerian thing. Is the tribal issue, the tribal war is worse than when you are talking about racism. It's worse than racism.
It is so.
So that's where we are right now. Even I was going through my Instagram handle today, or was it yesterday? The imam or the alpha that wrote that Jesus Christ is. Now, people divided themselves. Even the Southwesterner, it was now the Christian versus the Muslims.
Yes.
Then I keep asking myself, if you can be united like this to say the truth when it comes to religion, why is it that you can't say the truth when it comes to tribal issues? Knowing the fact that we do not belong in the same place. Let us break this thing off once and for all And that is the reason I keep telling people that anybody who comes up here and tell me about anything that has to do with election, I will not accept it. Even if they elect the right person today, how are we sure tomorrow is not the wrong person that will take over from that right person?
You know?
So I keep asking this question. It brings me to the realization that we are not one, we can never be one. The best
there is
time
nothing wrong in that.
There's nothing wrong in that.
Wrong in that. In fact, it actually helps to further, help us to be stronger. When I know that I have a neighbor and I'm sharing border with this neighbor that is friendly neighbor, right? And I am allowed to preserve and protect my own identity, my dignity, my everything that makes me who I am in my own space, and we respect ourselves at the border, right? So it makes us stronger. So there's something wrong in all of us being on our own, and that's what they have preached against for so long. If the big, if this big for nothing country is not serving the interest of any of us, right? So why do we want to keep keeping it? Why?
It has never worked, and it will never work because it was a contraption that was set up just for commerce. If that is the reason for trade, that is the reason they set it up like that, and it will never work. And that was the reason the same people that gave them the contraption said after 100 years, then you guys can renegotiate to know if you are going to stay together or not. That 100 years has elapsed, and we found out that we cannot stay. So why are we doing all this? Are we doing all these things that just look at maybe we can
keep claiming to be the biggest black nation on earth. So whose advantage?
I do not know if that is. I do not know if that is a medal to them.
It is
but
not.
For me, it is the problem that we have created. And I keep telling, like I told somebody yesterday when we were having discussion, I told somebody yesterday that the reason Africa is backward, Nigeria contributes a lot. They themselves, they know it. That
what is the essence? Look at the United States of America. It's a big country. It's a big space, right?
Yes.
They are playing a significant role in the world today. But Nigeria is not. Nigeria is not playing any significant role anywhere. We are like a burden of the world.
So they know that if just look at what is happening right now. The Sahel states, they are making a way. Even Ghana. Just recently, they had a new president. He ordered that the Americans has to close down their military base in Ghana. But if you look at all these things that we are talking about, all these foreign countries, they are now seeing an ally in Nigeria. Anywhere they throw them away, they come to Nigeria. Anywhere they throw them away, they come to Nigeria. The reason they are coming to Nigeria because they know that we don't have a voice because we are not one. They are being sacked from all those countries because those countries, they are one entity. But we, because we are different people, they know we have different voices. And at the end of the day, they know that they have their puppet there, somebody they have compromise on. They told him, you can do anything you do, anything you want to do, you have our backing. So far, you do our bidding. That is what is happening in Nigeria. I have never seen, even as strong as Babangida and Abacha was, their children were not coming out, and people were, and the Nigerian military was saluting them. As strong as those people, they were not doing guard of honor for a crazy motherfucking civilian who doesn't have a say.
He's been following his father everywhere. He was in France. He was in Brazil. It was almost everywhere where his father was. And they were like, what is his role exactly? I mean, when Donald Trump appointed Ivanka, he gave her a role. So she was doing something. What role is Thiefnubu's son doing in his entourage, in his government? Give him a job. If you want him to be relevant, to be doing something, give him an appointment. Not as the position of the first son.
I do not know how it counts, but even the Senate president of Nigeria can't get that honor. Even the strongest governor in Nigeria, which is the Lagos State governor, based on the portfolio he controls, can't even get that from civil defense.
I don't understand. Like, what the heck is going on? And it's going to get worse. That's my whole thing. It's going to get worse.
And I will see people talking about 2027. It is better, even if we can't do anything, boycott the election. Let them have their election. Boycott it. It's an embarrassment. So please, all these things.
Anyway,
yes. Thank you very much, my brother, and God bless you.
Okay, you stay safe, and compliments of the season to you. In case
I
I don't speak to you again this year, I'll see you next year. All right, sir. You're a good one. And to everyone else, thank you so much for your time on Mayegun's Diary Politico tonight. It's been an interesting evening as well. I wish Princess is with us to let me know if I have to send a thank you to any of us who has reached out to contribute to our January family support initiatives in 2025. Please, so if you by any chance get touched to support this idea, where we plan to support at least 1,500 families, 1,500 households, right, in Yoruba land come January 2025. Please reach out to us, and we can say a very big thank you to all of you. And to the rest of us, right, enjoy the rest of your evening. And I am going to see you again tomorrow, which is the eve of Christmas. Okay. Until then, please stay safe, and you have a wonderful, wonderful night. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Mayegun Diary Politico. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.